Right, we're leaving Trossachs Holiday Park.
Yep.
And we're heading to Strathclyde. We were going to do an arriving at Strathclyde Country Park, but oh blimey.
Use it so often, don't we, as a stopover or for a couple of nights or something.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the real reason for us going to Strathclyde is that it's a special, well, it's not a special birthday, it's a birthday for me, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So
having a meal.
Been promised a meal.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the real reason we're
for
going there.
Yeah.
What we're going to do at Strathclyde, of course, is we're going to film the review, probably do the inside of this motorhome and possibly do the outside of the motorhome when we get to Kendal.
Yeah, so we're a couple of nights, 3 nights at Strathclyde, then we're down to Kendal, and then we're off to Southport, and then we start the great unloading, don't we?
The great unloading.
Yeah, so that's next week when they come to collect the van.
So that's where we're off to today, and we'll sort of keep you updated as we go along, really.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye then. Look, Midge. I quite liked it here, but I mean it's in transition, this site.
It felt like it, didn't it?
Yeah, they're shutting obviously the touring pitches up there, opening up the new touring pitches. I think the toilet block.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left onto A81.
Okay.
The toilet block's obviously been allowed to deteriorate a little bit.
Yeah, because they're building a new one, haven't they, down the other area?
Yeah.
So it might be worth coming back one day, see what improvements they've made.
Yeah, yeah.
But we did feel like things were happening all around us, didn't we?
That's right. A bit like being on a little building site.
Yeah. You've got some terrific views, haven't you, down here when you come down here with Poppy.
Onto A81.
Yes, back on the A81.
Temporary traffic lights were reported on A81. You are on the fastest route.
Okay.
So to look forward to then, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Good sight of it there. Stirling Castle.
Yeah, and then Wallace Monument, isn't it, over there?
Yeah.
And a rough bit of road.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
Going over the M9.
Yep. We're on the A811, aren't we?
Yeah, took a diversion.
We're quite close to the castle now.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been so close to it.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. At the roundabout, take the first exit to A84.
I thought it was Glen for a minute. They want you to wait with your vehicle, don't you, till you get to the front.
Brought us over to Glasgow Green and the fountain here. I'm going to have a look at the fountain. Some amazing buildings here.
It's a carpet factory, did you say? Carpet factory.
Elaborate for a carpet factory.
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh.
This is the museum, is it then, here?
I think so.
It's Queen Victoria sitting there, is it?
Queen Victoria, up the top.
Oh, at the top, okay. Oh yeah, right at the top.
It's designed to show you the empire.
Yeah.
Each of the four, north, south, east and west, says a country.
Right.
And see that one says India.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Australia.
yeah. Australia, yeah.
I don't know what's at the other, what will be at the other side. I can't remember what's at the other side.
Canada?
Could be.
Right, well, we'll go this way. Yeah.
What's the last one?
So there's Canada there.
India, Australia, Canada, and
Africa, probably. Africa.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it takes quite a bit to keep that going. You know, to get all the water up the top there, and yeah,
Good
but,
God.
you know, part of it breaks down or something. Yeah.
Bob tells us
Come
that's
on.
the original Nelson's column.
not as elaborate as.
No.
Come on, Poppy. Milk, honey. Poppy does a load of wheeze when we're out. I think it's marking their way.
Yeah, so it says Trafalgar on the side, 21st of October 1805.
Well, that's tall.
You know, that's quite tall, isn't it?
No, no, this is going on and on.
So that's Abercur, 1798. Well, so here we are. It says, yeah, Nelson's monument standing 44 metres high. Its obelisk designed by David Hamilton, built by Mason A. Brockett, was the first civic monument to Nelson's victories. The money to build this monument was raised by public subscription, and the foundation stone was laid on Friday, the 1st of August, 1806. So that beats the Portsmouth monument by some time, which was 1815. Yeah. Viscount Nelson says there. Wow. Yeah, it's a really nice park. You can, when you see parks like this, you can see where New York got its idea from, really. And there's the river, River Clyde. Yeah, you see the rest of the city down there. Yeah, this is the St Andrew's Bridge here. It was put up because they were fed up with ferrying people across the river. So it is. Site of the oldest practical life-saving society in the world has been a rescue station at this part of the River Clyde since 1790. The house was built in 1937, been the residence of the Parson family ever since. Parsonage family, sorry, yeah. Many thousands of people owe their lives directly to the lifeboat officers, and many thousands more to their teaching on safety. So 3 generations have worked here. And Bob's saying that the house goes with the job. Yeah, so that's the Glasgow Humane Society, established 1790. Yeah, it's quite a nice view of Glasgow.
And the toilet empty.
Everything. You can go into the cafe for your lunch and everything.
This was the Commonwealth Hub Park. Twin with America's Kelvindale Primary. Okay. Huh. All laid out the gardens there. Yeah. Reminds me a little bit of Ali Pali. This is the Irish and Highland Famine Memorial. So in the mid-1840s, parts of North America and Northern Europe were hit by a potato blight that quickly destroyed crops and widespread famine, death and migration in many areas. Many of those who lived in Ireland and the Scottish Western Highlands were dependent on potatoes for their diet. Widespread famine followed, resulting in a million deaths in Ireland. 2 million Irish emigrated, with many fleeing to Scotland. In the Highlands there was no severe crisis of mortality, however some of those affected by the famine emigrated to New York, while others sought refuge in Glasgow and lowland Scotland. The map shows areas the Scottish Highlands most affected by the forced migration as a result of the famine. This is destitute. Many of those fleeing from famine could not afford passage to the New World from the city. Some were, I suppose some jumped on boats like this, basically, I think it's saying, isn't it? Wow.
You've got names of some of the ships.
So we're in the People's Palace. This display looks Glasgow at war in the Second World War. Huh. Potato Pete. It was the First World War here. 20,000 Glaswegians were killed during the First World War.
So a story similar to my granddad there.
Yeah.
Not the time that he got wounded in the leg, but he was shot in the chest and he had his Bible in the top pocket, and it went right the way through and did a burn like that, but didn't penetrate it. And this person had a similar thing.
His life was saved by his shaving mirror and a German drill book in his tunic pocket. The bullet went right through his book, but only dented the mirror. He probably found the book lying on the battlefield and kept it as a souvenir. Lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was the drill book.
That's right. Don't know what happened to the granddad's book.
And there's his shaving mirror.
Yeah.
Wow. The prefabs. We were only talking about that the other day, weren't we? We were saying how some of the statics on campsites look like prefabs.
Yeah.
Built all over Glasgow to solve the housing shortage. Little shop here, look. We guarantee every egg we sell. No, go to the shop. Blimey, a lump of cheese. It was an early form of supermarket. He said shortly before World War II, Mr. Ewing's nephew introduced self-service into the Buttercup dairies. Seen it in Scotland. Shelves were fitted on all sides of the shops and customers picked their own goods and brought them to the counter. Only butter was sold from behind the counter in bags with the slogan, "Do you like butter? Yes, if it's Buttercup."
Butter £1 per pound.
Yeah. A picture of the shop there. They had 400 shops in 1949, half of which were in the Glasgow area. The washing facilities here, public wash houses known as steamies. Wow. There's the boiler and steaming. Taking cover. Shelters all over the city by 1942. Gardens, back courts, tenement basements, tunnels and even under railway arches. Gas mills. Of course the inevitable Anderson shelter. Billy Conroy's banana boots. The first appearance at the Music Hall Aberdeen in 1975. Big banana feet.
God, that's really uncomfortable.
Many Glaswegians take their holidays during the fair fortnight, which is the last 2 weeks of July. Got its name from a Glasgow fair in 1190. Some costumes there, aren't there?
This one here.
Yeah, there's a 1930s bikini there.
Yeah.
One-piece swimming costumes from the 1900s. A picnic set, sand, bucket and spade. Doing the water. Doing the water. Going down the water. Hello.
From this prison here.
Duke Street Prison. Toll booth.
It's a bit grim, doesn't it?
The what, sorry?
It's a bit grim.
A rather gruesome list here of the 67 men and 5 women who were hanged on the Green between 1814 and 1865. Crimes range from murder to housebreaking and forgery. At one time, over 200 crimes carried the death penalty, and most were for forms of theft.
Got a few steps here, aren't there?
Yeah. There's the gallery up here. Human cost of Glasgow's wealth. Thomas Lipton.